Good morning, fight fans. It's Friday, May 30th, 2025. Let's get into some UFC news. Israel Adesanya had this to say about his fight with Sean Strickland. Dana was like, listen, kid, you got enough money. Just chill out. I was like, nah. In hindsight, maybe Dana was right. It's talking about Dana White tried to talk Israel Adesanya out of fighting Sean Strickland. It definitely changed the course of UFC history. Sean Strickland became UFC champion for a short minute. Izzy never won his title back. Now Izzy wants to fight him again in a rematch. Very interesting. Here's some Michael Chandler news. Here's what Michael Chandler said to Jim MMA Junkie. I think it was Mike Bond. If I would have beat Charles Oliveira, I would be fighting Ilya for the title right now. Very interesting. A lot of ifs there. The UFC event this weekend, let's get into that because I haven't touched on that yet. So let's get into the UFC event for this weekend. A lot of people aren't too happy about it, but, it's something to watch. So let's run it down real quick. Maybe we'll make a couple picks. Let's see. Let's go right to the whole card here. Let's just hit a couple fights. All right. We'll start with Ramiz Brahimaj versus Oban Elliott. That was canceled. Okay. Billy Ray Goff versus Ko Siak-Kian, canceled. Yeah. Ketlin Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. Zachary Reese versus Dusko Torodovic. Let's go to the main. Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. 13-2. Erin Blanchfield, Macy Barber, 14-2. Who you guys got on that one? And then the co-main, Matus Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein. Gamrot 24-3. Klein 23-4-1. A decent card. UFC Apex, most likely. Let's run it down one more time for you. Start from the beginning so we get it accurate. I went to ESPN's website and it wasn't accurate. Here we're on UFC website. We got Rayanne Dos Santos versus Elise Ardalain. And that is a women's strawweight bout. We got a lightweight bout. This is going to be a fun name. Bolaji Oki versus Michael Aswell. That's a lightweight bout. Catchweight, Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson. That's catchweight. Lightweight, Kurt Halaba versus Jordan Levitt. Everybody loves Jordan Levitt. Gets all them highlights for twerking on the men. Jafiel Filo versus Alan Nascimento. That's a flyweight bout. And let's see here. Middleweight bout. Zachary Reese, Dusko Todorovic. It's middleweight. Women's bantamweight. Ketlin Vieira, Macy Chiasson. Light heavyweight, 205 pounders. Dustin Jacoby, Bruno Lopez. That should be fun. Welterweight, Billy Ray Goff, Ramiz Brahimaj. And then we've got the co-main, Gamrot versus Klein. And then we got the main, Blanchfield versus Barber. I'm gonna give you my picks for the top two. All right, I've got let's see, I've got Blanchfield in the main, and I've got Gamrot in the co-main. That's all you get. Let's see, touch on a couple more things before we head out. I try to keep these things 5-10 minutes because I know people's attention span isn't long. Let's go into some UFC news. Let's go into some UFC news real quick, guys. Give me 1 second, pull it up. I want to be accurate as possible. So yesterday, Paddy Pimblett told BBC News, here we go, I'll give you the quote. "No one cares about Arman. He's an absolute tool. My next opponent, more than likely, would be Justin Gaethje, and he targets his fight in October." Paddy's saying that the number one contender for the UFC 155-pound title is a tool. Really makes no sense. I think Paddy's just, trying to call his shot. But absolutely 100% Arman versus Paddy. They should fight it out, and the winner, should get the title shot. We'll see what happens with Gaethje. That's my opinion. So that was some big news this morning. Jon Jones says Colby Covington is the most overrated fighter in the UFC. He did a big interview yesterday. It dropped. DC talks about fighting Aspinall fighting Jones. Talks about Jones being nervous about his power, and he also says Cormier says that Jones and Aspinall will fight. Real quick, I'll touch on this. Jackson Podcast had a new podcast yesterday with Mauricio Ruffy from the Fighting Nerds. That's live on YouTube right now. You can go to our Instagram or actually our Instagram, and we have a link right now. So Jackson Podcast dropped a great interview yesterday with Mauricio Ruffy. A lot of people call him the Brazilian McGregor. And his answer was because we have a similar style and a similar build, fighting style, and which is a great quote. Let's see what we got here. Here's a quote from Jon Jones. If I were ever to lose, I'd be devastated, angry, upset. I would be depressed. That's Jon Jones yesterday. One more thing on Jones. Another quote. I don't know what life holds for me as far as fighting and competing. He's on the fence with fighting. He's not sure what he's going to do. Let's see. Bilal Muhammad wants to come back in October. Corey Sanhagen wants the winner of Merab versus O'Malley next week. Let's see. We got some more quotes from O'Malley from yesterday. I'll hit them and then we'll be done. I'll just do this one real quick from Merab. Merab said yesterday, he said to the Schmo, I believe it was, yeah. Merab said to the Schmo yesterday he was going easy on Sean O'Malley in their first fight and plans to finish him in the rematch. Here's his quote. I have extra motivation to finish this fight because first fight I was going easy on him, but this time I'm looking for the finish. I was laughing. I was showboating. I was kissing him. I already kissed him. Now it's time to smash him. I like it. Keep up that intensity, Merab. All right, well, that's all we got for Friday, May 30th. The next time I get on this wonderful mic and talk to you all, probably be Monday, and we'll be in a new month. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the UFC fights, and we'll talk next week, or I'll talk and you maybe listen. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.